Morning Express is where you're at, and well, some great music there from, shall I call him DJ Director? DJ, I was looking for a good term, but anyway, there you go. Some music there. DJ Genius is not in the studio with us today, he's not feeling well, but he'll be back in next Friday. Karibu sana. Well, it's time for us to delve into hot topics, and joining me today is Julie Masiga. Karibu sana. She's a revised editor with The Standard. We also have Adhiambo Odera, who is a pop culture expert.
Thank you.
Specialist.
Yes.
Consultant.
We add other
Consultant.
Things. Yes. And many things.
Yes, thank you ladies for joining us. And today I'm spoiled. I have ladies only.
It's a girls' day today.
It's a girls' day today.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll have a great time. And spoiled for choice. And well, there was a song there. This first song that we played was by MOG. I understand they've split. They've all gone separate ways.
Yes, finally. Yeah.
Why finally? You sound like you're really...
Like you're waiting for them.
Yeah.
No, you know, like every good band or every good group, finally it gets to some points where you cannot work together. Not because you don't like each other, but because you grow musically and probably in different fields, and therefore everybody wants to do something different. Usually, you know, like right now, like per unit, they also reached somewhere and somebody went and said, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's okay, it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, people look at it and think, oh my God, now will they make it? But you grow differently.
You become strong as individuals, and you want to go and do your own thing.
And it's one of the bands that started off, you know, gospel music as a band and have stayed together for a long time.
Yeah, they really tried.
They've stuck together for quite a while.
Yeah, they have.
Which is a good thing. But yeah, I guess career sometimes requires that everybody explores their own different
their separate
routes.
ways, yeah.
And do you think at some point, if that be a rule, Sauti Sol will split up?
Oh.
Because they're our darlings right now. It's hard.
My heart skipped a beat.
Yes.
What?
I know, and you know, it's easy to say that every band gets there, but right now with the way Sauti Sol are performing, I mean, they're currently on their way for BET Awards, right?
Yeah.
And they're the darling of literally everybody with all the awards they're getting.
Seems, yeah.
But it would be difficult to imagine Sauti Sol going separate ways.
I guess eventually they will. They'll have. I mean, it's just a natural progression. I think what they should do is just do individual projects and then feature on people's songs and stuff, but stay together as a unit. Because I think they're the first really successful boy band.
Yeah.
That Kenya has seen.
There were successful boy bands back in the day.
Like Five Alive.
Yes, by the way, and they did well. And then eventually, as you say, Eric Wainaina got on his own to do his own thing, and nothing went wrong. Victor Say is an excellent arranger and player, and still doing well. Chris Bitop was never there. By the way, we always confused that he was there, but he wasn't.
He was like the sixth member of Five Alive.
Like he was like the sixth.
Yeah, the sixth or the five.
Yeah, that wasn't there. So. Eventually, it's all right. I mean, the very first ones we saw, I think, when this was picking up, it's like Kleptomania. And Klepto, when Yashinsky decided that it's a good time to now go to the States, and then Roba, I do not know, got married or was married. And then something happened. And then Kolo has held on, you know, he is still there. He's still representing. He's still really rapping and making it happen.
But Sauti Sol is a movement. It's like a consciousness.
Because it is now.
I know.
And we can't
sometimes it's so difficult to visualize how something would be later, when especially right now they're so successful. Yeah. But looking at Sauti Sol, who do you think would be the strongest artist on their own? This is purely speculation. I mean, we could be entirely wrong, but there's nothing wrong in speculating.
I think the tall one with the glasses.
Bien. And every girl looks at Bien, you know, height and all. But I think
musically speaking, Adhiambo, not because he's like handsome or anything.
No,
we're keeping it music here right now.
Musically speaking, I think each of them has a strength that is pretty interesting. If you look at them individually, there's always that guy, the two of them. There is Savara, and then there is the one with the beautiful voice.
With the baritone.
Yes, the one that says, you know, he sings and your body moves in different areas.
It vibrates.
Yes, it vibrates in different areas.
At the elbow.
All right.
I didn't know. For me, when they sing, all I hear is music. There's no vibration.
No vibration?
No vibration. None at all. None at all.
You're missing out.
No, I think that, and you see now today I'm outnumbered, so that must be a lady thing. I'm sure if Eric was here, would have probably have.
No, Eric vibrates for Sauti Sol.
And wedding shows, yes.
And wedding shows. So we know that he would have been vibrating, right? And Eric, by the way, this whole story of you deciding that you are in Kileleshwa, we see you.
We see you where you
wake up.
Where's the camera?
You see now
wake
how?
Up.
Yeah, how now? How
Yes.
now? But anyway, apparently there was some communication error there and he was not able to make it. But yeah, Eric, this one you're not being forgiven. by
No,
the
no, there's
way.
no
We're not
forgiving.
letting you off.
Not
You'll
off
have to
the
pay a very huge
We're
fine when you get
sharpening
back.
that knife.
Yes, that particular one.
Oh, that one of his.
That
Yeah.
one.
Then you have to blow it.
And then we're like, okay, now go.
Where you
Upa.
Kileleshwa? Okay, sawa.
Na sangapi?
Okay, now I don't know, what did you guys get up to of Father's Day? Father's Day, it was Father's Day on Sunday. You told us that you're going to, you know, honor your father figures. I think there was a teacher.
There was?
Yes, as in you forgot.
There was a teacher.
There was?
Yes.
Okay, clearly.
No, Julie
Do
did
tell.
something. Julie, do tell.
Oh, what I did, actually, for my dad actually was not well for a while, so he lost weight. So me and my sisters got together and made for him like a few shirts and stuff. He likes those Kaunda African type things.
Wow.
So
Oh,
and
you do that? Or you just ordered them somewhere?
we just got some material and took them to a tailor. I mean, took it to a tailor. So that's what we did, because my mom passed away, so my dad is like Baba na Mama. So we're kind of close. I remember when I gave birth to my daughter, he bought me a jiko, charcoal, and oxtail, and came and explained how I should make the soup, because I needed to make, I needed breast milk and all that stuff. So
Sweet.
yes, so that's what I did. But for my daughter, I'm an unmarried parent, so her dad wasn't available that day. But we still thought nice thoughts about him and sent him love and light.
Oh, nice.
And there was this whole debate about should single moms
Also
be
be-
sent Happy Father's Day
Yes,
cards.
there was that whole debate of mothers who are coming out to say they're also fathers. They
Yes,
should be
because
sent, Father's Day
you're
messages
pulling-
and all
yeah,
that.
double
What's your
duty.
opinion on that?
I think that fathers are fathers,
Yeah.
and mothers have Mother's Day, and there's a single Parents' Day.
In fact,
Is
if you
it
asked
there?
me that.
There is.
Oh, which day?
I think it's in March or something. But there's no shortage of days to celebrate every kind of parent.
Right.
So why claw on the Father's Day even though you're...
Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were interesting things. I mean, speaking about fathers who are single and not, yeah, actually that. The interesting bit that I saw online was where Muniafu, you know Victor Muniafu? Yeah? And Victor Muniafu wrote something that was not very palatable. Yeah. About donation from the men.
Or
And
them
that
being
that
donors.
should be, yeah, and that is what should be celebrated. And it really brought a lot of things, you know, to light. So for me, on that day, I actually said that there are lots of people that I liked to celebrate on that day. My brothers are awesome parents. Oh, you guys are awesome. You know, you rock.
When
And,
you say parents, do you mean parents to their children,
yes.
or parents to you as
No,
well?
no,
if
to
they're-
their children.
their
I
children.
mean, they've taken being dads to a level that is just beautiful. I like watching them, you know, bring those kids up. I like watching them just make those children believe that it doesn't matter where you are, dad is always here. I
Right.
love that. And I think they have grown to what daddy, if he lived, would have loved to see. So yes, I did wish them a really happy Father's Day.
Father's Day.
We had our interesting fun together. And really that was it. But we also did remember our dad that day, because then, as I said, he's deceased. And we remembered that maybe if we had tried to do this for him, he probably would have brushed us off and asked, so...
What's
You have
all
nothing
this?
better to do.
No, it would have been, okay, can we discuss maybe that shamba, or who doesn't have a PhD yet? You know, yeah, it's a whole...
The
Yeah, I
conversation
know,
would
Matters
have
of
been
importance.
twisted
Yeah.
to something totally
and then my
different.
father used to be very close to me as opposed to the boys, and I think maybe it's because I'm
You're a
the only
daddy's
girl,
girl.
yeah. So I'm my father's daughter, and I think it would have been, if I told him, then it would have been okay. But if my brothers went and told him, I think it would have been, you know,
Something different.
Remember that ad where men were told to say "I love you" to their dads, and they were
Oh,
like,
yes.
"Dad." So
I mean, I tried that, and not on Father's Day. This was before, and my dad was not feeling very well at that time. And okay, I don't know how you guys have grown up, but I've grown up in an environment where getting into my dad's room there has to be something very serious, especially when he's in. Would not get into that. So anyway, I was there seated with him, talking to him. Then finally, I had to leave, and I said to him, "Yeah, Dad, I love you." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." And I was like, "Okay."
yeah,
really, Dad? What?
But I guess for him, it's something that men were not used to, and sometimes you don't know how to respond to it.
Why is
Especially
it?
from a man,
son, yeah.
I'm sure from his daughters, it would probably.
He'd have said, "I love you" back.
Yeah, he'd have said, "I love you," but I think it was like, "Yeah, I know." And maybe he felt that I was saying "I love you" because he was not feeling well, and I don't know. But yeah, there you go.
But then the whole "I love you" situation with dads, I think in this era, you should practice that more often. Even just not as a dad, but I think as a parent, your child needs to know you love them unconditionally, even when they are not the best that they can be, even when they're pulling the tail, in class. You still tell them, yes, you really have not made me really mad, sweetie, but I still love you. And because then if you do not tell them enough, then somebody will tell them one time, and then they will fall immediately for that. So it's really absolutely important, especially for fathers, love your daughters, because then you're their first love, and then they actually do feel that love is not something that is not there.
Yeah, that
the first person who comes and dangles it, then this is exactly what it is.
Right, because they're not craving for it. They already have experienced love from their father, and as a result, they know how to project that. There's also quite some number of interesting love messages. For instance, Raila Jr. wrote to his dad, and it was nice. He said, I thank him for all the sacrifices he's made for this country, and assured him of his unconditional support for whatever step he takes. Odinga Jr. posted this on his Facebook page. We also have one that was sent to Ababu Namwamba from Priska. Let me see if I can trace it. I had seen it, and she was saying how he's the best father to the children, and that she's, she was pledging her undying love for him. And of course, you remember Ababu Namwamba was in the papers not too long ago as some of the most, there we go.
The PDA.
Most romantic couples.
Yes, they have you can see their picture there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Plus, I like the fitting.
The fitting of?
Top.
Oh,
okay.
For Priska.
All right.
For Ababu.
Okay.
There you go. Ababu, in case you're watching.
Your shirt is very nice.
Just as, appreciating the fashion.
Okay.
There are not too many of these guys who are fathers already who are looking.
Who have nice clothes.
Yes.
Yeah. And well, this is what she said. She said, Ababu, you're so much more than just a husband. You're a partner in my life, and that I value you more than you know. That was very sweet.
That was very sweet.
Yeah, they're usually really sweet, though, together. You remember their glass, or was it whatever land? Where were they in that
when
whitish place?
Yes, when they had put
yes. They're interesting.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, they're good.
Even Deputy President William Ruto's daughter gave a tribute and said her dad used to drive them to school, and now he can't, and all that. That was.
And it's interesting when you see some of these leaders, their other side, as a father, because we're so used to seeing them as this. Either if it's opposition, they're abrasive, they're always forever bringing out controversies. So just to see their fatherly side is really nice.
It's sweet, yes. Even for a fleeting moment.
At all his children did not.
I don't know.
That would have been interesting to see.
I would love to know. Like,
Associations,
Yeah.
Some of those. All right, let's move on to something else. And on The Nation today, the beauty herself, Lupita. Finally.
Yeah.
Actually, I changed this because they say coming home. I think she's been home several times.
But now she's coming.
Only so not to the public eye.
She didn't come out.
She didn't come out. Now she's coming out. I came out wrong.
Hey, coming back. Let's just say coming.
Let's
flying
just say
in.
She's coming
jetting back
home,
into the country.
and now to the public eye.
We were talking about it and saying, can't she just come home and go to a mall and just walk around, or now it has to be a production?
No. She's a celebrity now. She's an Oscar winner. It's not business as usual. I mean, would you expect that she'll pass that with all the media attention that she has had, both locally and internationally? Even you, if she passed you, I'm sure you'd probably want to be like, oh my God,
No, I want to be, oh my God, I will actually just say, just come here, Nyako, really.
Hey, Nyako, please, let's have a chat.
Yeah, so it's bound to be a production. We will make noise about it.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair for her, though, to not have her life anymore. Even in her home country, you think like Hollywood is so chaotic, but you think Kenya would be a bit more calm for her, that she'd be able to come home and just relax without the paps.
And unfortunately, I guess that's a price you pay
for
as
fame.
A celebrity.
You have to.
It's one of those things that comes as part of the package because, we celebrate her, and part of celebrating her is the fact that she's going to attend a dinner.
Yes, the
which
10,000,
Kenyans went as usual. You know, there was a lot of
berserk about it.
yes.
No, Kenyans, I think we do not need to hate on Lupita anymore. There's nothing. She's achieved what she has on merit.
Yeah.
She was here when she began. She started from down. Now look at her. So if you actually, if you do work hard enough and you're persistent enough, then you will get there. And she has. And she shows that art is not just for people who got, you know, drama is not D, you know, like that. Because when she went to Yale, it's not D for drama. The drama is good.
Yeah.
And Lupita coming and the 10,000, I actually think the 10,000 is little for where it is, because it's for a cause.
Yeah, but I actually,
for a cause.
I actually thought, 10,000 is not that much. Given it's one, it's not just to sit down with her. It's actually a fundraiser.
Yes.
And secondly, this is Lupita we're talking about. I mean, somebody here has even written. He says, "What watalipa 12K to have breakfast with Creflo Dollar and 10K for dinner with Lupita for our elephants in our Uma." But that's NOMB.
Yeah, that is none of my business. That is what it means. How are you now?
You know,
What is that?
You don't know the acronym?
But it brings out an interesting point there, that people are willing to pay 12,000
For Creflo Dollar, yes.
Yes, but now 10,000. This is not 10,000 for Lupita.
It's
It's 10,000 towards the elephant.
It was even more. I think it was 50 or something.
Yeah, something
crazy.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually it should be more.
Plus, on a wild night out, let's be honest, especially the target market that they're looking at.
Yeah,
I mean, how much do we spend a night?
Yeah,
Like, seriously?
maybe that at a minimum for some people.
For a minimum on that. Because a bottle of champagne, a good one, is probably 12,000.
Yeah.
So if we are popping champagne, and if me and
And
you
that's
are in
just
it,
the
there'll be
champagne.
2.
Right.
So why are we complaining about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we like complaining.
We shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it's a good cause.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to being there. Of course, she needs to have a chat with us. You know, we go way back. So I'm just reminding you that we
But
go
do
way
you-
back. No,
but
you
do you
remember?
say-
No, Julie, we go way back. Don't wait.
Yeah, so you can sponsor that. Yeah, there are quite a number of comments. In a nutshell, if you feel a cringe on the mention of 10,000 dinner with an Oscar winner, then you're not the target.
There's
market.
something wrong with
There's
you.
something wrong
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
But of course, there was lows. I mean, there was enough what I'd call hate
Yes, lots of
messages
it.
towards it. But honestly, I think 10,000 is not. It's
not a lot.
overrated.
It's not asking too much, and it's for a good cause.
And it's for a good cause.
And the interesting thing is, like when back in the day when Lupita was coming up and doing her thing on Constant Garden and all that stuff, people were really not interested. On Sugar, they were not.
Yeah.
Suddenly she gets an Oscar, everybody's like, Lupita is the best dressed and all this stuff. And then now for the 10K, we've gone back to where we're paying 10K to, you know.
Are we as Kenyans just haters?
I think that's a
simple.
national pastime.
People do not like
Complainers and haters.
people do not like success. I don't know, it rubs them the wrong way. But then hey, I've got this friend who says, I mean, have you ever met your hater in the bank? You meet them online.
Yeah, you meet them online.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
You're not face to face.
It's all right.
Right, so
Or even face to face. So yes, they can hate all they like. Lupita will look gorgeous on that day. Every girl who's going there, please let's just really up our game on the red carpet. It will look good.
The pressure is on.
Yes, the pressure is on. Yeah,
is
let's
on.
just- yes,
There's
yes.
definitely loads of. I think I love it that us guys, our dress code is normally very simple. If you just wear a dark suit, maybe a
For
white
men,
shirt, a
yeah.
bow tie, you're set.
It's
Although
really bow tie.
some-
By the way, they've
sometimes get it wrong.
specified.
Oh, they have?
I'll forward it to you,
it's
Mike.
black,
Yes, it's black tie.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do
I shall
brown.
see
So
you
don't
there.
turn up without a tie, Mike.
No, I don't. No. It's just a Friday that I normally don't, have the
No,
tie.
I
But I'll
know-
make sure
I know you will
I'll dress the
nail
part.
it, yes.
I'll dress the part.
And
So
plus,
see you
yes,
there.
yeah. We'll see you there.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah,
other
when
things
she-
that she's actually coming to do is also raise awareness in the arts community, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because of course she was here, she knows how it goes.
Yeah.
She was in the industry, struggled, and finally made it. So that's interesting, and to see that she's actually somewhat giving back.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. When she did the albino.
Documentary.
The albino documentary. I had an interview, a one-on-one with her, really personally, and she was really just this beautiful human being, because we had it at her father's
House,
home,
yeah.
in Runda,
Yeah.
by the way, and
Yes,
and you can imagine.
So let me just jump into that.
I know you also did that. Yes, yeah, yes.
Let us all be.
So when she began this, she's gracious. She still is,
She's
and
humble.
I believe she's humble, and,
Yeah.
and she will give people the chance. So let's talk with all the hate. She's our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
celebrate
She's
her. I
very
mean,
deserving.
yeah,
If
and
anybody's
she's
deserving,
really
she is.
doing a lot in terms of putting Kenya on the,
Yes.
on the map.
Tourism
Yeah.
people should be jumping up and down right
Exactly.
now.
They should. In fact, they should be taking advantage of her visit and seeing how we can, Kenya is safe. It's good. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to something else. We've just been talking about haters, and Kenya just seems to have something now. Kibera. With this NYS thing, there is, I think it was on Thursday, some guys just came out and burnt down anything to do with NYS. And, you know, of course, the question was, who does that? And of course, there were some messages that were coming forth. Like, I think I read one and somebody was saying, Sasa mmechoma choo, Waiguru haitumi. So, you know, it's like almost self-destruction.
I guess I think the better question is who pays for that, because I don't think those people just did that because they felt like burning down toilets. It was obviously some political wrangle, elephants were fighting, and then are they ants who are hired to now do the busy work?
I agree with you on that, Julie. In fact, I'm quite happy you did a little piece on it on your column in the Nairobian. Yeah. But personally, I did speak out about it. Here's the thing. Anytime you see a sane person do something very insane, there is even a more insane being trying to puppeteer them towards it. And the Kibera situation is not new, because I do not think those people, they need to use a toilet. And there was only one toilet, by the way, which was set up. So the media even has, there are times when we just, they have burnt down everything.
Yes, there are other toilets that have been done by other organizations.
Which unfortunate toilet, which found itself in the way of some goons who are told, don't burn everything, but let it look, burn this one and let it look like this. For me, I think there's somebody, you know, making
pulling
some puppet, yes, pulling those strings. And until we can be able to know exactly what this is, we shouldn't be too quick to always just call Kibera people. By the way, Kibera is not a very bad place. When you know, if you remember how it was before, now you walk in Kibera. I mean, I go to Toy Market, yes, and I park at not Olympic Fort.
But you see, I think that the reason why there was a lot of you know, hullabaloo about it is because it's not the first time that it's happened in Kibera. Don't forget, when the railway was chucked, it was still the same area.
That was a very different situation. The post-election, I mean,
different. But at the end of the day, who does this? Why would anybody do something that benefits you? Why would you?
I don't think you should blame them at all. I think they're just a fertile ground for people to use for their own ends. And also, I think it's a very good way to distract us from the issues. Because this whole thing started with the 800 million or something that
826 million.
Allegedly stolen or not stolen, or somewhere in the system was going to disappear. So now we're all talking about why are Kibera people burning down toilets.
This is not them.
And then moving away from like, the real issue.
Forget the main issue.
Yeah, so I just think they're used. Politicians, unfortunately, use them a lot because there are many of them in the same place. Of course, there's poverty. There's not being very exposed to like the real issues. So they're just very easy to manipulate.
Plus, Julie, we all know that every time we speak about Kibera, we drag the name of Raila into it. Yes. And in this case, he wasn't even there. Two, we assume that all Luos who live in Nairobi are living in Kibera. Let's note that Nubians actually are the #1 people in Kibera.
There's quite a huge
there are other people, in fact, the other tribes in there. Luos are actually the 4th number of people who live there. So that assumption is also skewed.
Okay. Now, there's an MCA who thought that he has had enough. And like you've mentioned, Raila's name has been dragged into all this, and he decided he wants to hold a press conference. However, a different kind of a press conference. I don't know, Director, if we have that particular picture. It was in the Star yesterday. It was in the Star yesterday. And he decided he's going to strip.
In this day and age when people are losing their valuables, the guy removed his clothes.
He did.
Surely.
When you talk about valuables, I hope you're talking about his wallet. You're talking about his wallet.
Yes,
that too, yes.
Yes.
That was crazy.
That was just...
But, you know, there's two things I always say about Raila. You either really love him or lovingly hate him.
But now, going to the extent of stripping, I mean, let's just remove Raila out of this because this has got nothing to do with him.
It was.
But the thing, it was. But now this individual, what would make, I know in the African culture, I was saying this yesterday, that there are times that women would strip out of anger.
Real deep anger, yes.
And that was really to show you that I've reached the end.
Yeah.
I'll bear anything. If you want to look, you look. But now for a man to strip,
it's just ridiculous, like clownish.
And I mean, if you look at even the pictures, you'll see him removing his shirt, removing his trousers. Then he sits on a table to actually now address.
Listen, the guy is in touch with his feminine. That is all I can say. I mean, because what?
That is just a disgrace to womanhood. As in, Because when women took off their clothes, it was like deep anger. You know, it was profound.
I know, yeah.
Now this one.
And it was a sign of, I can't take anymore. I mean, I've reached the end. Whatever happens, happens.
Did he remove everything as in he...
Okay, he was left in his boxes, I think.
Yeah.
We couldn't see below the
what
table.
I noticed, a friend of mine was pointing that out to me yesterday, and I sort of see his point. The point he saw was that this guy is stripping and complaining, but his in tray is full. But he's out. So is he working? What is it? Like literally, there is more to the guy stripping because these people need, you know, you need to be working,
maybe
right?
That's how he gets into his mindset. Take off the clothes,
Take off
and then go to
and
the
then
entry.
maybe they out. I don't know. That was clownish.
To call for a press conference and strip that, and I take my heart out for him.
Well,
he's brave.
He's brave, and it's entertainment.
He's
So
probably
thank you very much.
up and coming.
entertainment worthy.
Once he's not an MCA anymore, he can join the comedic association.
Can you imagine if we got to a point where and I mean, he's a member of county assembly. Can you imagine now if we got to a point where if they get all annoyed, they decide, okay, you know what we do now to make sure we get the point across, we strip.
That would mean if they're all in their boxers, somebody who is making boxers can make a killing.
Because now you'd have to have very nice
looking design.
Not those ones written 007, James Bond.
No, it would be serious.
Who wants MCAs as their brand ambassadors?
But if they're stripping, if they're stripping.
No, that was. I mean, for me, it just made me think that we're getting to a point where drama in Kenya has just begun.
Yes. It's the currency, yes. If it's not dramatic and it's not controversial, then.
And I guess, by the way, would not be talking about him if he had not stripped.
Yes.
He probably would not have made it to the papers if he hadn't stripped. So if that was the point.
But the guy in clothes, what would you be saying about him?
Which guy?
The guy himself.
Oh, if
if you looked at him wearing...
No, the thing is, I guess he didn't have much internally as a person. So really he had to show. He had to display. Yeah. He needed to display something.
But he didn't. Okay, let's not.
Let's not get there.
All right, let's move on to something else. Now, I'm sure you've driven on Mombasa Road frequently, and there is a lot of work that's going on.
Yes.
And this is all in preparation.
It's very annoying. Huh?
It's annoying. In preparation for Obama. I know you got so annoyed to a point where you've actually written about it. It's in the Nairobian, yes. I had it somewhere.
It's down there.
Down here. Yeah. Go on. Why do you find it so annoying?
First of all, my route home, I have to drive almost all the way to the airport to turn and come back because they've blocked off the exit.
Oh yes, like now from here to go to town, we actually have to go all the way to Cabanas,
yes,
up the flyover and back.
And come back,
yes,
just because they're doing
Is that it?
No, plus they've is that what's happening?
No, because this week I've just come today.
Yeah,
so I have to go to Cabanas?
Yes.
Yes, if you're coming from here, for those of you who've used this route, I'm sure you know you normally turn at General Motors.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now you have to go all the way to Cabanas, up the flyover and back.
Or we go down as if going to the airport and then just make a turn.
I may just decide to go to Mombasa then if I
or at this rate. But the thing is, the way I look at it is, if you have a guest who's coming to your house, if you have a dignitary who's coming to your house, you do spruce up, you do make sure that you have your best foot forward.
I have two issues with it. First of all, it's like I was telling you, we're living in a hut, then suddenly Obama is coming, now we're building a mansion. Meanwhile, we've been in this country since we were born, and no mansions have been built for us. Then we always say the West this, the West that, won't be colonized. It's like apparently we don't like them. So now the irony of ironies is now we're putting our bestest foot forward, preparing for him, cutting grass, planting trees and flowers, blocking roads,
But Adhiambo, I don't know what you think. Wouldn't you look at it as an opportunity? Because again, we're going to have the international lenses focused on Kenya. At that particular time. Isn't it an opportunity for us to showcase our country at its best?
Good. I think it's a short-term inconvenience, and of course if you come here every day like in your case, then you're just looking at it as, and plus fuel moved 3 shillings up by the way. Yeah, so it's not
that extra
not really nice. But when we look at it from what you're saying, Mike, then yes, because this is the point when these lenses are on us, then we want to look like we are with it. And our tourism has been suffering a little bit before the lift of the ban by the British people. So if these people can come and see that yes, our roads work, the kidogo inconvenience that we are having right now, we can bear it.
But shouldn't we always have our roads work and our country looking good? Why do we just live in I don't know.
Which
there
is
has
true.
always to be something that jolts you to do something different. It's like,
But doing
you
roads
know,
is not something different. It's like a basic thing that government should be doing is infrastructure.
I know, but
the whole time.
But at least this time, this whole thing is making them get to do it.
But
After that,
I'm
then,
sure we'll
you know.
go back to business as usual. Then when the Pope comes in
Which-
November, maybe again.
Oh, the Pope is coming?
Oh yes, yes, in November.
Again, the makeup will
Then
be
we'll
out.
make the road.
And the eyeshadow and
But
the
I guess,
eyeliner,
yeah,
but
I guess the unfortunate thing is if we go back to where we were, because I mean, like Mombasa Road, I cannot count the number of times we've had flowers planted
Yes,
and
and then
removed.
removed,
We've
yeah.
had stones when.
So what are we putting now?
I think they're going to put like flowers.
Well,
and
they've
stuff.
put red soil so far,
Yeah,
so
so
it
it
looks
looks
like
like
it
flowers.
could be flowers. But we also don't know whether they're just going to plant stems, which
And then
Which
they
look
will
nice,
maintain.
and then, yes.
Yeah, or it's just beauty, you know, literally makeup that will be washed
And
off
then
as soon
keep
as
in
Obama's
mind that
there.
President Obama is going to be here for like maybe 8
8
hours or 9 hours. So all this,
You won't see, will he?
yeah, my beef is that I've been here for like 30-something years and I rarely see this kind of
You've
red
not seen
carpet.
all this happen.
Yes.
And I don't know what you're planning to do on that particular day,
Stay
but or you're planning to stay home.
No, we registered to get right behind Obama, aren't we?
Meaning?
Okay. See, people are registering to, you know, to be in the forum.
Oh, for the entrepreneurship.
You
side.
didn't see the joke, though,
No, I did.
where you will be parking if you're having that pro box.
Yeah, you'll park in Kericho. Somewhere.
Behind this.
Somewhere in an account.
Yes.
If you
Absolutely.
have a chopper mic, then things are going to be.
Yeah, so hopefully it's not just something that's going to happen, then
Yeah.
it, you know, dies off. Hopefully we'll maintain. And again, with the Pope coming in November,
Maybe.
maybe we should just, you know, dress it up
Keep
a
up
little
the
bit more.
momentum.
Yeah, keep up the momentum. And I don't know if the Pope will be here for 8 hours or more. But the
Pope
amount
prays,
of
so
the amount of work that we're going through just for those 8 hours,
I think
it's a lot.
bit
I think so far they've
ridiculous.
even booked, was it 5 hotels? 5
Let me
main
tell you,
hotels.
it's you know, somebody was ranting yesterday that Obama's coming is not helpful to them. I wondered which rock they're living under, because if you are like a hotelier, for example, whatever it is that you're selling, if you are already booked fully and nobody has ever booked you fully for the entire year, isn't that life-changing event for you?
And don't forget,
Yeah.
you're probably
Definitely
like those
helpful.
hotels. They're probably fully booked, yet they'll not use. They'll
Yes.
not be full
Imagine.
bed occupancy.
Yeah, they'll
so it's
just
like
be
almost you're
full.
making double
Yes.
of what you'd make, because you literally they're paying for all the rooms but not filling them.
Yes.
So
No doubt it's going to be good for our
Yes.
economy and
Yes.
our image.
no,
It's gonna-
economy-wise, even right now, I mean, let's look at it even from the guys who are doing those flower beds.
Yes.
Those are people who have got, you know, some extra money in their pocket.
Yes.
Whichever contractor has been given that job, there's a lot that's also happening in terms of preparing documentaries,
Yes.
and so there's generally there's a good.
It's good for us.
It's good for
It's
us.
good for us.
It's good for us. It's
Yeah.
just that I think on the day, it's definitely going to.
It will be interesting to watch.
interesting.
We will sit here and discuss it after.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's good for us
It's
too.
good for us. It'll give us material. It'll give us material. I mean, right now, I think there's already, 250 or 300 vehicles specifically
I
brought in
know.
just
Just
for
for
that.
that.
And
I
will
don't-
they leave them for us?
Nah, I don't think so. Those are probably not, and you know, including the Beast.
Plus they'll be
Plus the
And
Beast will
those
be
guys who are
around. So we'll get an
around.
opportunity to even see the Beast
Yes.
live.
Oh,
So
Quite
welcome home, Obama. Welcome home, Lupita.
Yes.
Welcome home, Pope.
yes.
Yeah.
We love all of you.
We love
Karibu
all of you.
sana.
There's a lot of
Hakuna
focus in
Matata.
Kenya.
Matata.
Yeah, Hakuna Matata. Okay, so that's Obama coming up, and now there's also another story that was interesting here. I think 2 weeks ago, we talked about the Nyeri women.
Oh, God.
But now, today, there is a story where
Oh,
7
dear.
men
There's something else.
have been flawed. But this is now in Kibera.
Wow.
So, of course, the bigger question is, again, we've just come from Father's Day. What is going on with the men? How is it that they're getting beat left, right, and center? These were 7 men who were accosted by women, and they were literally
They were
flawed.
beaten.
They were
was actually-
drunk?
In Kabete.
Yes, in Kibera.
The Kibera situation is not new. I remember a few years back, there was somebody who wanted to become member of parliament there, and we were having an informal discussion just about what he thinks. And his explanation really shocked me. He said that if you do go to Kibera, you'll find the women are really busy. and they own shops and they own things and they have chamas and they are doing all these things, and the men are just idle. They're seated in these changa dens and whatever else. They have nothing to do. So sort of the women run the economy around there. So it is not a shocker for me if they were beaten.
But where did it start though? How did this happen? Because men historically, I guess, are providers, protectors. So how did the roles switch and how did men become disempowered?
Some people have blamed it on the girl child empowerment. There's been a lot going on, yet the boy child has been ignored. So that could be one of the factors. But I think it's also more to do with, for one reason or the other, men not being there to mentor their children. They're boys. So they grow up not knowing
they become sissies.
Their responsibilities.
You see what Eric says? Ati, baby, kwenda kwa corner, you know, that whole thing.
The naughty corner.
You know, ati, you're going to the corner. Personally, I just wonder, really, what will the corner do? The children need to know what is right, what is wrong. Plus also, us as the not married parents, we need to allow a father figure or a male figure into the life of your child so that they actually get to know. Plus, what the hell is wrong with us? I've seen some of my friends dressing the boy in pink, like until they're like 10 years old.
What's wrong with dressing a boy in pink?
No, he is in pink and he still sleeps in her bed when he is 10. You know, such things, you're not making him manly enough.
But is it, how are you supposed to make a man manly?
Get people who are male as well in your life, because you cannot be both male and female, so that they can be able to see that.
Yeah, and we also cannot ignore the fact that if you look at our lifestyles today, he's brought up by a house help who's female. Mom, some of them are, do you call them single parents?
They're absent.
Unmarried parents.
Sorry?
Unmarried.
Unmarried parents. That's a new term I have to get used to. Unmarried parents. Then from there, take them to school. Majority of the teachers are female. Yes. Then you leave school and go to the corporate section, and you'll find majority of the workers are women by virtue of the fact that they are more in number. So really, I think we cannot ignore that fact.
But then going back to the girl child, boy child thing, okay, the girl child needed empowerment. So all the NGOs and everybody else came in to like boost her. So they boosted her, and then she got to a point where now she just took off, she ran with it. And that's how she is where she is today. The boy child was always in a privileged position. So it was not ignored. It was just that people assumed and accepted that he did not need to be boosted. So now that the girl child is running with it, people are not supporting the girl child anymore. As in, so how come the boy child didn't take that privilege and that position of empowerment and make something lasting out of it? Why did he fall behind? When did that happen? Because I don't think you can blame it on focusing too much on the girl child, because she needed to be
She needed to be boosted.
She needed to be given her rightful place.
And still is, because like even the whole gender debate as it is going on, there's still not enough in the leadership positions. And still that needs to happen. However, in bringing up a boy child, the people who are bringing up these boys need to teach them to be men. Because I do not, there are things I see in the supermarket, there are things I see with my friends who have boys. And I mean, if I had a boy, there is a way that boy would be brought up.
But how do you teach him to be a man? What do you do?
He needs to be a man. I mean,
unless there's a man there to teach him and show him this is how.
Even when there isn't, because there are men around you.
Children learn more from what they see than what they hear.
There are men around you. They're brothers of yours. They're friends of yours whom you trust. They are pastors, for crying out loud. They're friends who you find amiable, who you look at and who can mentor those children.
All right, finally, before we go to the papers, I see time is really spent. Was it yesterday or is it today, Michael Jackson?
It was yesterday.
Yes.
It was yesterday.
Yes. 6 years.
6 years. Time flies.
Yes,
it
time really does fly.
What you say, time flied.
You could have done a babu on this. Not a babu, no, babu winner. When you say they bet him, they bet him. They're like, oh, that is the past tense of
the guy studying actuarial science, where the problems. Yes, 6 years. It went by so fast, and he was such a legend, king of pop. So. But
we still remember him, still celebrate him, and of course, we still have not found one who has beat his level of
even come to that
production
level.
or even come close. So, of course, those are some of the ones we'll miss, and maybe even Sauti Sol will get to a point where we can't find another that will beat them at that point.
Some things are once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
In every generation, you find that really great person who changes the face of how you look at something that was normal.
Yeah.
So I think MJ is that for us.
They are called legends.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on now to the papers this morning. And we have the Pulse. We have a beauty as usual on the front page.
Very pretty.
He's seeing blue.
If I do say so myself.
Yes. And
She's so blue.
She's blue.
No, seeing blue is what they're saying.
Oh, seeing blue, yes. But of course, Sauti Sol feature as well in the paper. But let's look at the main story, which is, let me see if I can find it. Paint the town blue. And I think that's the thing, seeing blue. Yeah. And this is a story regarding the production of porn videos in Kenya. It seems to have really grown, and it just won't leave.
I guess it's here to stay. Oldest profession, prostitution. I think it's not about to go anywhere.
Currently, it's illegal, and somebody was saying that if they legalized it, it would probably make it less attractive.
No, it will be attractive. I think, personally, I want it to be legalized.
Why would you want it legalized?
Because then then you actually have porn stars. So that you actually have people who work and do this. It's a job. They're just working. It's just
but
isn't
that what does that say about it? Doesn't that degrade our moral fiber? Although the thing is,
I agree.
Which moral?
Even though our moral fiber is like in shreds and tatters,
we do not need to.
I don't think we need to now just.
It's gone down the drain completely.
Split the veil completely.
I don't know. I think for me, I think I'm old-fashioned.
It's a job. It's a job. Just look at it as a job.
Porn is different from prostitution even, because porn is all this fantasy and strange things that they do, where they're actually creating a twisted mindset.
Yes.
In many cases.
Yes.
So that's why I would say I let it just stay somewhere in the shadows, where maybe if you're lucky, your kid won't discover it.
Walk into it. Although with the way technology is today, it's unlikely they're probably going to stumble over it. It's all over. It's on the internet. So you can get it on your phone. And yeah, so get yourself a copy of the Pulse and see what we're talking about. And I don't know what your feeling is regarding this, but definitely a conversation that we must have, because there are those who are pushing like at the Ambo for it to be legalized.
Legal, it will be nice.
There are others who are saying no, it shouldn't be. And of course, according to this report, it says that it has become clear that many youths aged between 16 and 25 are addicted to blue movies, because now that's the other thing. Once now people get addicted to this.
It's available even when it is not Kenyan shot, really.
I know it is, but don't make it even more available.
Yeah, we're just opening up a can of worms, really, that is going to come back and literally bite us.
Because, you know, I think that my problem with porn is that it skews the reality of sexuality.
Yes,
which is not necessarily a healthy thing.
I was not talking about those aspects. I'm just talking about the legal bit of ensuring that you can shoot it and package it well.
Okay. There's also China Style there, which you must get yourself a copy of the Pulse to see. What do you think of this, guys?
It's the same guy.
Oh, it's the same guy. Oh, just dressed differently.
Different.
Okay, I just looked at the clothes. I didn't look at the face.
China fashion is my thing.
It's not your thing?
They don't look too bad, but...
And the Ambo, what do you think? Arts page. Oh, it doesn't have a page.
It's not worthy of a babu.
He's brown. I like black.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on to the Nairobian. Let's finish off with the Nairobian. And
party pooper.
No, I'm totally
no. Oh, sorry.
Like crashing on.
Oh my God.
What do you say?
No, I didn't notice that he's brown.
All right. Oh, okay.
No, but I like you all the same.
You're fine. Just you're okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Abiambo, swiftly moving on. How witchcraft killed my celeb son. This is the mother to what's his name?
Murimi Wakaha.
Yes, and apparently they are suspecting that there was witchcraft involved. Since February, he's been ailing. And she says that he kept saying that he was hearing voices calling him to Meru to go and
Perform.
talk to the talk to the witch doctors to cure him. And the mother was saying she resisted it all along, but finally she had to give in, and he went.
He went to the witch doctors?
He went to the witch doctors, and after that, he didn't last long.
I think witchcraft is probably true.
These things actually happen?
I think so.
They're probably real.
Why would if there's God, why would they not be a devil?
Yeah, that is true. But you know, sometimes I just imagine witchcraft and think it's something that is just created.
What?
But,
Juju? Juju does exist, I think, but it's also really, you know, human beings come up with things that then give them peace or that make them feel a certain way. In his case, it's unfortunate for a mother to lose a child who probably was the one taking care of them. I feel for them. But when people are sick, and I think those of us who are very traditionalists, when you're sick, go to the hospital, really try and test and find out what's wrong. We all remember the longest possible time Luos thought that when you were HIV positive, for example, you were cast and it was Chira and it was all these things, and it kept going on and on. I'm not saying that could have been the case, but then we also know that cancer comes and presents in many different ways. For my doctor friends, I actually said presents. You know, that's what doctors
they must be very proud of you.
They're proud of me. Yes. The diseases present in different ways, and sometimes hallucination is one of those side effects sometimes of something. So we need to be able to test our people and get to know before we go back to the devil, who of course is there. Sometimes you are blaming the devil in a place he has not even set his foot in.
But technically speaking, aren't all bad things from the devil?
That now is another debate for another day, because that now we've gone religious, and we'll need a pastor here to, and maybe...
and Pastor Eric is missing.
Pastor Eric is missing, is not here today. All right, please get yourself a copy of the Nairobian. It's got loads of stories. There's also a story here, why Randy teachers sleep with students, which is something else that we've discussed in the last few weeks, which is very sad. I don't know, and when you talk about moral fiber, I mean, I think we've really gone down the drain. I don't know where respect is for our children, for our parents, because now it's so twisted. You'll find very young girls who literally seduce the teachers. That is no excuse for them to sleep with them, but that happens. You'll find teachers who'll also now, prey on the young ones. And we're talking about both male and female. We've had sodomy and all that. But anyway, get yourself a copy of the Nairobian. Loads and loads of stories in there. Let's finish off. Julie, what are you doing this weekend? What are you up to?
Oh my. I didn't have a story prepared.
No, it's okay. It's okay to just be at home. Like Eric, normally he just reads a book.
And he watches the wedding show.
And watches the wedding show. Man, I don't know how he does that.
I think I'm just going to have a quiet weekend. I think it'll all be about changing nappies, diapers.
How old is your daughter?
She's 13 months.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
then you'll have an entertaining weekend. I mean, you have company.
Entertaining, I'm not so sure. Tiring, yes. Yes. But yeah, I think it'll just be a quiet one.
Quiet weekend. Adhiambo?
Quiet, no.
Quiet, no.
Yes.
Legal?
Legal, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But fun, mostly.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so I intend to ensure, I mean, you live every day once, and if you do not make the most of it, I think that would be most unfortunate. But then there's lots of things that are happening this weekend. There's some artists who are shooting their new videos. There is, Frasha is actually opening, what is it called? A club.
A club, yes. In Kitengela or somewhere.
No, in Machakos.
Machakos,
actually.
yes.
Yeah, so there's lots of people
activity.
trying to get there.
Okay.
And,
what about you, Mike?
Yeah, and you, Mike, what are you doing?
For me, tomorrow I'm going to be doing, there are other things that I do apart from just this. So I'll be doing some paperwork, let me call it.
Some paperwork.
Yes.
Very mysterious.
Then after that, I'll be spending time with family. For me, weekends are mostly family time.
Family time.
But then let's also remember, we'll pray for DJ Genius so he gets better.
Oh, yes, he gets well.
Yeah, so that then he comes and he can play for us like over here.
Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure having you today. I was definitely enjoying. Eric, kaa tu nyumbani ni sawa.
Tumekuona, by the way, Eric, we
right.
have seen you. We really are not happy about it. Eric, see you.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is where we wrap up Hot Topics. Do stay with us. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. And today on our Friday chat, we have Hope Kid. Let's find out what he's been up to. That's all coming up.